The big story this hour is the sacking of Steve Cooper by Leicester City. Let's talk to Steve Walsh, former Leicester captain, played for Leicester for, decades and decades. Steve, good afternoon to you. You surprised?
Good afternoon, Nick. It's all happening this afternoon, isn't it? Yeah, a little bit surprised. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's all about results. We know that it was a poor performance yesterday, but I feel sorry for Steve Cooper in a sense. He's up against it from the start, obviously, with the Forest connection. But, you know, I actually met him in the first international break. I went down to watch them in training. Fantastic coach he is, great fella. I had lunch with him. And I feel sorry for him a little touch because he's up against it. And, you know, I believe whoever comes in, it's going to be difficult. It's a challenge, this is, for Leicester this year. But obviously, sorry to see him go. And we've got to look forward again. You know, the owners have been right every time they've kind of, you know, got a new manager in. So hopefully, you know, we can appoint the right man. We'll see.
Do you think he was doing much wrong?
No, I don't believe he was doing much wrong. I think that it was, like I say, it was a very difficult challenge. I think that, you know, one or two defeats and the fans are always going to kind of be on his back a little bit with that connection. But, you know, looking at the performances, they've been close encounters. We've lost by the odd goal. We got a bit of a pounding against Man United. You know, the double that we played them the other week and lost that in the cup. But, you know, even yesterday we could have scrambled something. As far as I was concerned, Chelsea should have, you know, better finishing. It could have been outside that game. So that was disappointing. So I can understand why the club have taken this action at the moment. But like I say, I've met Steve, and you know, with one or two wins, he's completely, you know, will go right up the table. So it was a difficult decision for the club, I guess.
Everyone listening to you can hear that you're still a big Leicester fan. Steve, how worried were you when you woke up this morning about relegation?
Yeah, it's always in the back of your mind, but I'd rather be positive and look at the other side of the coin that, you know, we've got to beat the sides in and around us to, which we have been doing. You know, we scraped a draw with Ipswich, but we beat Southampton, you know, last minute with a IU goal. Them are the teams that we've got to keep behind. Your Wolves are starting to get a bit of momentum, and it's and people are rising the table. We're sliding a little bit, so one win would be fantastic. And you know, I've not looked at the next set of fixtures, but you know, let's hope we can get someone in quickly, steady the ship, and steer us out of trouble.
Were you happy with what the club did in the summer transfer window?
Look, you know, we needed players in. We lost a manager who had taken us up in promotion, and you know, and obviously he was at Chelsea yesterday, so that was a big game for us yesterday. It would have been nice to kind of turn them over, but Maresca's gone on. He's doing very well at Chelsea. You know, obviously the players that he brought in were very good. I don't know how. You know, how we're looking at the moment as far as, you know, in January window, we're going to need to have a look at that closely. I will think the manager will be given a bit of money. Let's see what happens. But you've got a group of technically gifted players here who, you know, that sometimes you've got to look at the player side of it and see, you know, how they are performing. And at the moment, you know, there's still errors that are being made that are costing us, and we've got to cut that out immediately because no manager can, you know, when players make errors, then you've got to accept it. But it can be crucial in results and points.
You said you were hopeful they'd get somebody else in quite quickly. I noticed that the club statement said, "We begin the process of appointing a new manager, quote, which we hope to conclude as soon as possible." That made the suspicious journalist in me think maybe they have got somebody in mind. Am I just being too suspicious?
I think you're on it, yes. And I'm going to sit on the fence here because I work week in, week out with this wonderful football club. And I know that they'll obviously, the process has got to go through a process, and they'll get the right person. They do. They've certainly had some good managers through the years, and let's have our fingers crossed that Leicester can get the right man here.